Hi everybody and welcome to Rose Sky Tarot. Now this reading is for Pisces for the 21st of January 2019 and it's a general reading, so it may not suit everyone, but hopefully there's a message here just for you. Enjoy. Okay, let's have a look at these top cards now. We have the Ten of Swords, the Strength card and the Six of Pentacles. Now, has there been something that you have wanted to do or have tried and possibly you thought it was going to be different than it has turned out to be? And with each realization of this, that you begin to understand how much of a disaster that experience has been. And although it's something that you wanted to try, realizing that it's something that you have to give up is something that may be a difficult thing to do. Now, in moving on to the Strength card, this difficulty can run to extremes within you because you have had the good experience of this, but you've also had the disastrous bits as well. And you are conflicted in your feelings towards this, but it could be that you're also you're finding control and mastering your actions very difficult. So there's a big conflict there because you want to do it, but you know that it's maybe not the best thing for you. And there should be then a little bit of compassion and patience there for yourself, because you're now maybe battling something that you didn't expect to do. And it could be that you have to give yourself a little bit of leeway and give yourself some time, and maybe ask for help, because if you're feeling so conflicted and you're feeling that your emotions are going to extremes, that maybe the best thing for you to do is to ask for help, because that's the only way that you're going to be fair on yourself, because it sounds like such a huge struggle. Let's move these cards over to the side and see what the larger reading is saying. Now, we have the Page of Pentacles, the Devil card in reverse, and the King of Wands in reverse. Now, has there been something that you've been really curious about? And it's something that may or may not be money related, but it's something that you've been wanting to try for yourself for such a long time. And you've seen the effects it has on other people, but you really just want to know for yourself what it what it could do for you and how you can bring it into your world. Because is it possible that you're only really seeing the good bit of it and that the underbelly hasn't really showed itself in those people round about you? So you're only seeing the good bit. And it could be that this is something that you do go ahead with, and it could take control of you a little bit. You become maybe obsessional about this. And you could even become a little bit of addicted to having this in your life in some way. And if other people try to tell you that this is something that, maybe you should not experience, you could become very overbearing, and how dare they tell you how to live your life? You don't want them to interfere in what's going on in your life because it's your life to live. Now, let's move on to the next set of cards, and we have the Empress, the Queen of Swords, and the Two of Swords. Now, is this something that, you're doing quite a lot? Because this card is about, abundance, having lots of this in your life. Have you became so obsessional about it that it's maybe all you think about or all you want to do? Because at the moment, this is what makes you happy. But there are people out here that are trying to influence you in some way because, they have a great love for you and they can see that this is maybe not the best thing. But again, you're telling them to back off because how dare they interfere in your life? And this could be family or friends that are trying to open your eyes to how difficult life could become if you become addicted to this. And it could be that this family member, friend, lover, partner, whoever this may be, is encouraging you, to maybe look at getting advice. Because there are people out there that maybe have been through the same experience that you're having, and have been obsessed by the same things. And, they have been through this experience and maybe come out the other side. So they would be the best person to ask about how things are going to go with this in the future. So it could be that this is part of, and this could be a motherly figure that, they really are giving you chance after chance because maybe they're aware of how badly this could go, and that's why they're encouraging you to maybe open your eyes a little bit and look at a plan for backing away from this activity. And it's a decision that could be very difficult for you because although, you may be getting advice and people could be telling you what's going to happen or how it is, but it may be something that you don't fully understand, or you don't think is true. And because you're not willing to see that, or you may be battling a little bit. Your head is telling you one thing and your heart is telling you another. So until you are able to bring those two things into balance, or you may be not accepting the reality of the situation and trusting your heart. Let's move down to these next three cards. And we have the Seven of Wands in reverse. We have the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Wands. Now, you could become very defensive about all of this advice and interference from these loved ones. And you're not wanting to see the truth of the situation because, your heart is so bound up in this experience that you don't really want to let it go. And you could be defensive and, pardon me, and overreact to the things that are being said to you. And you could be looking for a fight because you really don't want to give this up. And you're still offended at people trying to tell you how to live your life. So you're ready to battle because this has maybe got a strong hold on you at this moment in time. And maybe you're not ready to make this decision. You're not ready to see the reality of what's going on because you're too ready to fight. But the thing is that the people in your life who want to help you with this, that they want to inspire you to be strong against whatever this obsessional behaviour is about, because they know that you have the strength to fight this. It's just that maybe you aren't able to see it. But they know that you have it in you. You have the personal power and, determination to overcome this. And, it's going to be a brutal fight. It's going to be something that is going to take a long time. Because not only are you going to be battling whatever this thing is that you're obsessional about, you're going to be battling the people who are trying to help you. Because this is under your skin. And you just want to fight because you don't want to lose it. But the thing is that this is going to be something that is going to be a very long battle. And it's going to take great strength on your part. And it's going to take great determination and discipline to get through moving away from whatever this is. And it could be that that is something that you don't want to do. You're fighting against yourself, maybe. But is it also possible that the effects of whatever this thing is beginning to show? Because, this fight is wearing you down. And, the effects of whatever this is could be showing in your health. Now let's move on to the next set of cards. I'm going to move this extra one over there, and we have the Knight of Pentacles, the Judgment card, and the Moon, and the Knight of Wands. Now, fighting this is something that it has to be the right time. You have to be ready for it. Because if you're so focused on fighting to maintain or retain whatever this is, that you're not going to be focused on the best time to battle against it. Because you do need the stamina. Because this is going to be, this is going to be a long fight. And you're going to have to, take your time and be patient with yourself. And it could be that there is times that you do have, a little trip. But the thing to remember is that there's always the people there that care about you, that are ready to support you. And it's something that you need in your life, that positive influence, because you they can motivate you to stay on track, because it's going to be a long, hard battle. And it's something that is going to make you a little bit detached from, how you felt when you had this in your life. You're going to feel maybe a little bit more numb, that, the wonderful bit of your life has been taken away. But that wonderful bit has been damaging your health and maybe altering your personality a little bit and making you fight and battle against the people that love you. And you do finally realise that the time is right to listen to what's being said, the advice that's being given. And that although you're feeling not at the best at this moment in time, that that is not always how things are going to feel. That life will return to, that wonderful moment where you're having fun, that everything is just pleasurable, excuse me, and that you want to go out and enjoy yourself and be part of things again. And that really realization will hit you in a moment, and that's what you've been waiting for. Because that's when you can finally begin to make sense of all the information that's been given to you. And the conflict that has been within you can maybe start to disappear, and that the decisions become a lot more easier for you. Because the illusions of how wonderful this is starting to fall away from your eyes. Because it's very deceptive. People only say how wonderful it is, and it's such a good experience to have. But what they don't say is the dark side, the shadow side of it, that is not as nice, that is actually more of a nightmare rather than a wonderful dream. And although it's something that you have been anxious about, and it's something that you have been battling, but it's finally something that, you're willing to do. You're taking the advice, you're making the right decisions, and it's something that now you've realised how it feels, because you're beginning to come out the other end of this horrible feeling, this horrible bit of moving away from whatever is dragging you down. That you're starting to feel good again. You're starting to see how wonderful life is. And, this becomes your focus. Moving away from this is all you want to do, because you've realised how bad it has been for you. The deception's gone. And you're starting to move forward at great speed, because nobody now can stop you in getting back to this strong personality and the people that love you. Let's bring these other cards back in. And we had the Ten of Swords, the Strength card, and the Six of Pentacles. Now, this is something that, you want to give in. You want to bring this to an end, because you've realised that it's not been a good thing for you. And it is something that you're going to have to try to integrate into your life, because those feelings, the all of the feelings that you have to maintain this in your life, are still there. You still want them. You still have the lust for whatever this is. But knowing that it's not good for you is there as well. So it's about trying to balance those feelings. And, it is something that you have to be, you know, patient with yourself about. You have to give yourself time to heal. You have to be fair, and you have to have people who are willing to give you, good advice. But you have to want to accept their help, and that is part of this strength card, and that you try to manage all of those extreme feelings within yourself and bring balance and integrate those feelings into your life, because that's the only way that you're going to be able to manage this situation. Because burying your head in the sand and trying to ignore it isn't going to work. Run towards the people who love you and want to support you, and you'll get through this. Okay, I'm going to leave it there. And this reading has been quite specific. I suppose they all have been, but even if just one of these cards answer a question for you, then that's something that I'm happy about. That's all I'm doing this for. And I hope that has answered a question and given you some advice on how you can best make changes in your life. Okay, have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Bye.